sensitive, right? And when you are on fire, do you care about anything else other than putting out the fire? Well, so do our folks, right? They'll do anything to make it stop. And that can result in generally what we call target behavior, self-harm, suicide attempts, kabooms, blowing up at people, all kinds of behaviors, right? That end up fixing the problem in the short term, but keeping it around in the long term, and in fact making it worse, and keeping the chaos and the crisis going, okay? So we're teaching folks how to get through the moment without making it worse. And one set of strategies is crisis survival. And Katie's going to be focusing on some of those crisis survival skills and teaching those and how she teaches those. The other side is radical acceptance. Radical acceptance is about when you finally feel that release of, I fought it, I fought it, no it can't be, no it can't be, no it can't be. Yes, it is. I don't like it, but this is the way it is, at least for right now, maybe for forever in some cases, right? I haven't figured out how to raise people from the dead. Okay, that's the ultimate form of radical acceptance. But also, all the time we have small disappointments that we need to radically accept. And if we fight them, what do? Sit in traffic, right? Radical acceptance to the max. Otherwise, you're suffering. You're in terrible misery. Why can't these people do this differently? And I could get a lot more colorful with my language, but I will not, okay? But radical acceptance is, this is how it is. I can decide whether to suffer, or I can bring myself down and know that this is the way it is. So, okay, acceptance side. Let's zip over to this change side. Emotional regulation is where we are looking at an emotion and determining whether it's justified by the current situation. And so we're checking the facts. That's a really CBT skill that's in DBT. DBT is a CBT-based anyway. Okay, so emotional regulation, we're checking the facts. We're deciding, is this justified? Okay, if it's not justified, then I'm going to work to change that emotion. And I've got all kinds of skills to do that. The other thing is, maybe the emotion is justified by the circumstances, okay? But is it effective? Is it effective for me to, I just won the lottery, woo, go into a funeral? You know, the emotion's not effective, right? So I have to change the emotion in order to keep people in my life, right? Okay, and we do that through a skill called opposite action. You know, anytime we have an emotion, there's a hardwired biological action urge associated with the emotion, right? If I feel angry, right, I'm hardwired to verbally or physically attack, right? That's just the way it works, okay? Not a moral thing, it's just the way we're built, okay? And if I'm using mindfulness, okay, and then using a little distress tolerance to bring myself down, then I can mindfully engage in opposite action. So, irritated with my husband, right? And my goal, my life goal with my husband is not to show him that I'm irritated with him all the time, to teach him a lesson and show that to my little boy, right? Oh, good, your daddy's an idiot. This is our goal as people, right? No, we feel irritation, we feel anger, but our goal is not necessarily to express it, because ultimately that doesn't, now, I'm not saying bottle it all up, okay? But I'm saying that in certain situations, maybe it's not that important. So, or it's not effective for our goals at that time. So we do opposite action. And I do the exact opposite of what I want to do. So I may want to go, seriously, dude, right? Instead, I'll gently avoid. Hey, we'll talk about that in a bit, till I can bring myself down. Or I might even do something nice. And give him a hug and get reminded of why I love this man, right? Okay, so that's emotional regulation. Final module here is interpersonal effectiveness. This is the one that appeals to the supervillain in me. And it is getting what I want or saying no to people while keeping their self-respect, keeping my self-respect and the relationship. This is awesome. Because I can learn these skills, I can get people to do what I want, and they'll want to do it. It's really amazing. Yeah. It doesn't always work, because sometimes the environment is more powerful than us, but they're great skills to have on hand. So you see how they all balance each other out, and we're constantly switching between skills. I talk about DBT. When people first come into our program, I say, we are going to be throwing all these terms at you, and you're going to feel like you walked into a Spanish immersion class, and none of it makes sense. Every now and then you go, hola, I know that word, right? But it's just going to be like, and you kind of have to just sit in it and take it in. And eventually, you're going to think in DBT. And when you'll even dream in DBT. And then you got it. You're fluent. You've got the language. So, I want to show you one more dialectical synthesis that is a part of DBT. Because they keep repeating these threes. I love the rule of threes. Okay, and that is, again, two polar opposites that are both true at the same time. We've got reasonable mind and we've got emotion mind. Reasonable mind is just the facts. Follow the protocol. Don't vary. Do as I say. Emotion mind is, give me more, give me more, give me more. Make it stop, make it stop, make it stop. Okay? These both, being emotional is great. It's when emotion mind takes over and nothing else is present, is when we're in trouble. Being reasonable is great, but when it takes over completely and I don't understand these human emotions, and if you could just get yourself to relax, everything would be, oh my God, my husband's accent is creeping in. My husband's a very reasonable mind person. Okay, so it's that idea that we don't mix in. Wise mind is the synthesis. It's the Marilyn, okay? Because wise mind is taking emotion mind, reasonable mind, mixing them up, blending them together, but adding that something more. Intuition, wisdom, that gut feeling, that sense of what's right. Okay? So that's my other dialectical synthesis. So here's my challenge to you. These techniques are scary to use, but I think that if we can use them ourselves, if we can use them with our loved ones, teach them to our loved ones, teach them to our clients, we can help reduce suffering in ourselves, them, and the world in general. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Can I have a session afterwards?